Hey guys, it's Kunti here from Outdoorphoto, and today we are going to have a discussion about the Z8 versus the Z9. So let's dive right into it. Hey guys, let's check it out. Looking at these incredible pieces of tech, the Z8 is a masterpiece in design and effort, and it is absolutely the pinnacle of what Nikon has to offer. But it's not their flagship. The Z9 is their flagship right now. And that's the question. Should you buy a Z9 or should you buy a Z8? And I'm going to give you my raw opinion. Let's dive into the specs first. So what I'm going to do is hold on. Heading straight over to outdoorphoto.co.za, simply search the Z8 and scroll across. That's the baby that we're looking for. Scroll slightly down to the bottom, there's a little comparison tab, and then we search the Z9. As soon as we've got the Z9, we scroll down to that little comparison tabby thing over there, or here right on the right hand side, view comparison, hit that tab, boom, there we've got the two cameras side by side. So there is a significant price difference there. The Z9 currently on a massive special at our shop whilst we're shooting this video. But, let's get to the pricing right at the end. If we have a look at the different products, the Z8, both of them 45.7 megapixels, it is very much the same thing in terms of pixels. Frame rates are very similar. There's dual slots. Z8 uses SD cards, XQD or CF Express. So it's either XQD or CF Express and an SD card. So the versatility around that means that if you are stuck in Timbuktu and you don't have a memory card with you, the chances are very high that you will be able to find an SD card somewhere nearby in a courier shop or something. The Z9, obviously built with top-end performance in mind, only has two CF Express or XQD card slots. That means if you don't have your cards or you lost your memory cards on the way to Kenya and the Masai Mara, you've got some problems. Beg, steal, borrow, don't steal, don't, watching you. But diving into it, both same sensor shift on the 5-axis for that IBIS, that in-body image stabilization. Both are full frames. Both are using FX lenses. It's for the full frame size formats. Electronic shutters that go up to 32,000th of a second. We've got pretty much everything is the same. We've got the one difference here is that the video phase detection in the Z8 is slightly better than in the Z9. 200th of a second flash sync speed. We've got 493 phase detection focus points. X-Speed 7 processors in both file formats are the same. Build quality, slightly different. Now when I say slightly, I literally mean slightly. The differences between these two cameras are so tiny in terms of the weather sealing. If you're out in the rain, stuck in the mud, whatever, this camera will handle it. This one will also handle it. But the build quality on this one means that you might possibly be able to drive in a tent pen and still use it. I wouldn't recommend it though, so don't go trying something. But that thing is a brick. You will not be able to break it easily. I'm sure if you put some effort into it, you might be able to. But diving into one of the biggest differences, it comes down to the battery systems that they use. This uses the Eon EL15C, where this uses the Eon EL18D is the version that we're on right now. So this one's battery is considerably larger, giving out a higher power output. That drives the X-Speed processor a little bit extra, which helps with that focus acquisition. If you have no other option and you are looking at 120 frames per second JPEG at a specific size, it's a lot of ifs and buts, then this is yours. If you're looking for that groot poot kind of grip that these things are made for clapping, this just holds so much. I mean, turning it vertical or landscape, no problem. Using this one, it's got a slightly deeper grip than the Z9, which is odd, but funny enough, it actually sits comfortable in my hand. It's easy to use, the buttons, the layout, everything else. The one thing that's odd on the Nikons is this little area down here with the buttons. That is kind of a weird place to get to. But all in all, both have these flippy screen things, which I actually do like. If you're working with it on a gimbal, these do become a problem. But there's your solution. Shinobi 2. Let's get it on. So as soon as you put this thing on a gimbal, get a decent monitor, get a top-end monitor, and you can just connect this up. If you are working with monitors, if you want to go and check out up top here somewhere, Amarish will add the link for the Z8 review when it was launched. Currently, we are on firmware 3.0 point something. Huge differences in focusing acquisition, focusing not constraints, but the way it tracks subjects. I love it. This is my number one choice. If I was shooting Nikon, this would be it. Yes, size, grip, pro body, whatever. It's not a bad camera. But at 40,000 rands difference, I'm halfway to adding another one of these to my kit bag. Or I can start looking at a 70-200 Z mount lens. This is the way I would go. If we have a look at slight differences in the layouts of the buttons, it's literally a copy and paste looking from above. Copy and paste, no problem. If we start having a look at the back, it is very similar towards the top section and the side section, with the Z9 adding these rows of buttons at the bottom on the Pro body. And obviously the Pro body giving you the opportunity to be able to use it vertically and horizontally. So you've still got all the attachments. For this functionality, you can just add a battery grip onto this. Solves that problem. You've got two batteries in the camera, and one thing that I love about this is that Nikon have finally fixed their battery grips. The old DSLRs used to just connect onto the bottom, so you had one battery in the camera and the other battery was in the grip. If you wanted to get to the battery in the camera, you had to remove the grip to get the battery out, to charge it, and then put it back in, then put the battery grip back on, and then put the other battery into the battery grip. Now, finally, you pull out the tray, two batteries in the tray going into the grip. Perfect solution. This is brilliant. It's got all the different ports that you would wish for. And one of the great things here that I want to mention, not just one, but a couple of things. Number one is that it is using full HDMI. I did a video, I have to admit this every time. I did a video where I actually kind of flamed the guys moaning about micro HDMI. But after replacing micro HDMIs weekly, I am fully sold on full HDMI. So that is the way to go. But what they did here, which was pretty incredible, is two USB-C ports on the camera. The one is for data transfer or control, and the other one is for power delivery. So if you are working long sessions or you've got a decent power bank, you can simply chuck this into your backpack or wherever, connect it up, and it's charging the batteries in the system, be it in the battery grip or in the camera itself. Which means by the time you get to the next sighting or the next shoot or the next project or whatever, this thing is up and running. Now, just to come back to that HDMI port, when using the camera with an external recorder, you can still use the viewfinder. That is a feature I love about this camera. Having to go out and go and test out different kinds of equipment, if you go and have a look at some of the other reviews that we've shot and using the Atomos Shinobi or the Atomos Zato to record the screen itself, as soon as I'm using Sony or Canon, I literally have to kind of like hold it at hip height and look at the monitor to take the photographs. With this, I can still bring it to my face and have that stronger support and stronger base to shoot out of. It's more stable, it's better, I like it, I love it. And that's another bonus point for me on this camera. One of the things missing is that little FN3 button. So multi-function button or an extra customizable button. The Z9 has 3. The Z8 has 2. That's not a 40,000 Rand upgrade for me. I have to be honest. Taking the whole thing into consideration and it being so much lighter and easier to use, I can't see, I don't know, maybe I haven't customized my cameras enough to realize what I need a third button for. But then again, I've always been advocating for pro bodies having more buttons so that you can customize the things according to what you need and want to shoot. If you're a professional out in the field shooting sports or having to get these images out to publications as quick as possible, I can imagine there is a function somewhere, but it feels like one of those accordions that you're playing with all these buttons in the front here. Great camera. If it was my money, I'd be on this and getting myself a decent lens to add onto this kit. The communication between this and the lenses out in the market at the moment, the 180 to 600 millimeters for the guys shooting wildlife or birding or whatever, the new PF primes that they've been bringing out, there's a 600 mil, there's a 400 mil. Those things are tiny and they're so much lighter and easier to use. So especially for the guys considering to get rid of photography because their arthritis is catching up with them. These new solutions from Nikon all add together to give you that shooting experience out in the field without compromise in quality or versatility. 20 frames per second, full RAW, full tracking, full everything, and I love it. I love it. The readout speed on this sensor is fast enough that it doesn't actually have a mechanical shutter. It is shooting full electronic, full time. It does have an incredible feature on the inside. When it's activated, it actually closes a mechanism over the sensor. It's a shutter shield, not a shutter. It is a shield to protect the sensor on the inside, which is great. If you leave it out in the sun or whatever, and you've got a magnifying glass hitting that, frying your sensor, not a problem on the Z8 because of that protector. So if you want to change lenses or anything, you loosen the lens, take it off. First, make sure that you've switched it off. It closes over the sensor and you can simply change the lens. Your sensor is protected. Guys, this is my Nikon option. First choice, Z8. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about this Battle Royale or these fight outs. We're putting more and more of these kind of products up against one another. And if you guys give us some love, we can give you some more of these in the future. Look forward to sharing it to you. Lekker. Cheers. I'm out.